Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And once again, this is the 1-day chart. We're sitting here just above 53.5 cents. XRP had another green day. But this move was literally a penny. And all of a sudden, the narrative all over X changed. People were talking about the $10,000 XRP once again. Ripple co-founder Arthur Brito says XRP has been designed to reach 10K. I must have seen 10 different people say that on X today. But that's what's great about crypto. On a red day, it's like XRP is a scam. Sell all your XRP. On a green day, we're so back and now it's going to 10K. And that's why I always tell you, you have to have zero emotion when you're a crypto investor. You're here to make money. Ripple price faces potential drop to 45 cents amid Chris Larson's support for Kamala Harris. Now that was announced over the weekend, but on Monday, all of a sudden, there's article after article written about this. And the price of XRP did not drop because of this news. It dropped with the rest of the market. Bitcoin was red this weekend as well. The whole market was. I'm sure a few people most likely sold their XRP based on this news. But again, it's why I tell you, you have to have zero feelings when you're a crypto investor. Who cares what's going on with politics? It will play a factor on the price of XRP, but why get caught up in it? Again, you're here to make money. Major confirmation directly from Ripple. In the next year, Fednow will be everywhere. In a recently released 2024 document titled Trends in Regional Payments, Ripple delves into various payment systems, with Fednow being a key focus. The document clearly states that within the next year, networking effects associated with the adoption of Fednow will begin to manifest. In their own words, Ripple defines networking effects as everyone will be on it because everyone is on it. You know, if I was to go back to 2022 and I was talking about Fednow, right away in the comments section, everybody would be saying, nobody's ever going to use Fednow. Fednow is going to be nothing. Wait and see. But here we are in 2024, and things look a lot different. What do people want? They want real-time payments. And if you wanted to cash out of Uphold right now, you can use Fednow. You could move the money in a matter of seconds using Fednow, but there's a fee with it. And I think the fees will go lower as more adoption happens. But people are going to use Fednow. Everybody wants the same thing: fast, cheap, and secure. Now, I'm going to go back to 2023. Remember when people used to FUD on this? Matt Hamilton, XRP Ledger can handle 800 transactions per second only. 1,500 transactions per second, unlikely. Swift required 3,500 transactions per second. Game over. We've been conned. Now, if you read that back then, right away you would be like, oh, that's not good for XRP. But again, here we are in 2024 and things are changing. Ripple's RippleNet, now Ripple Payments, was always based on an early version of the ILP. This comes from David Schwartz. RippleNet is totally different from the XRP ledger. RippleNet is an enterprise payment system that eliminates barriers to using XRP and the XRP ledger. for the source or destination or bridge in enterprise payments. RippleNet is a private network based on early versions of ILP. Now, why is this important? As we continue on, I'm going to explain Interledger Protocol like I should have explained it in multiple other videos when I talked about it. So early on, you had proof of work, Bitcoin, proof of stake, Ethereum, Casper. But Ripple is evolving once again. It's evolving into the Interledger Protocol. Stellar's going to do the same thing because Stellar is a Ripple fork. And this is going to be very important as we go into the future and a new financial system. So Stephen Thomas, key architect for the Interledger Protocol, confirming that XRP and the ILP together can process trillions of transactions per second without any central authority. So using ILP and XRP together, it can scale to meet the need of every single person on the planet. But this also ties in with ISO. So explanation on the importance of TCP and IP and connecting value on the internet on the protocol level with XRP through the Interledger Protocol. Any internet-based system can connect to ILP. It's going to make it so easy for banks to just connect into this system. Also, how ISO 222 works with this value protocol. Fednow equals TCP/IP plus ISO. And that's why as we go ahead into next year and the world is moving towards real-time payments and ISO 222, you see how XRP and XLM can fit in perfectly. But I should have explained this when I talked about the Interledger Protocol in the past. But another thing that this is going to do is it's going to open up billions upon billions of new payments along the way. Take a listen to this. Big compilation of the Interledger Protocol, invented by Ripple to realize the Internet of Value, are recently called Finternet by the BIS. Now you see why the BIS loves that Ripple technology.
Through some of the cool things that this lets you do. So when we're applying this analogy with the internet, one of the things we get to is this idea of streaming payments. So if you broke up payments into little tiny chunks and could route these packets super efficiently, what you could end up with is this idea of streaming payments. So one of the things that could look like is, oh, you need to send a bigger payment? Okay, it depends on your payment bandwidth, which is a weird concept that we work with a lot, where that would be measured in dollars per second that you can send, or whatever currency you have. Some of the cool use cases that come out of this, things like streaming media. So today payments are super inefficient and clunky, and so we prefer, things like monthly subscriptions. I pay my $10 a month because I don't want to be bothered by this. If you made the payments super efficient and could do it on a very small basis, you could do things like paying for a second of video. So you're streaming me video, I'm streaming you money, and if I pause the video, I stop paying for it. If I walk away, I stop. If I come back and hit play again, keep streaming money, because it would be that efficient. Another cool thing that comes out of this is the idea of sign-up list services. Today in the physical world, when you walk into a shop and you want to have some financial exchange, the exchange normally goes, I give you money, you give me good or service, and I walk out. I don't need an account, I don't need to sign up, things like that. Today on the internet, you always need to sign up for accounts because there's no way to do this very seamless. Here's a little bit of money, you give me a little bit of service, rinse and repeat. As a business, if you're giving me hosting services or something like that, you don't need to know who I am, you just need the money. And so with something like Interledger, you'd enable anybody to land money in your account, even if they're on some completely different payment network. So that would enable sign-up list services. Another neat idea we've been playing with is the idea of a creative marketplace license. So the idea here is, today we have Creative Commons license, which is awesome. If you want to give away your work, it's a really, really great project. One of the issues with Creative Commons is there's no way to have a license that's as easy to use where you can actually monetize your work. So the idea here is with something like Interledger, you could actually have a license that says anybody can use this content, feel free to, but for every download or view or whatever kind of interaction you want to monetize, just pay me at this address. And the thing that's really missing today in order to do this is the assumption that just anybody could pay you. Because there's no interoperability and because we don't have internetworking for payments, if you did this kind of license, you'd be like, okay, anybody that has Bitcoin can now pay me, which is a tiny subset of everybody. The thing that makes the internet work is that everybody can access it quality.
So it's going to open up a world of payments for everybody in the world, is what he's saying. But I like when he was talking about streaming payments. Here's another example. You go to work and your boss can stream you money all day long while you're at work. The second you clock out and go home, he stops streaming you money until the next day. And I really like the idea on where this is going. And now you could see why the BIS is always looking at Ripple technology as the future. But this is going to make us realize the internet of value. But I should have broke that down multiple times in the past, and I kind of mentioned it in the past, but then I just moved forward. So hopefully I gave you a better understanding on what the Finternet is and what the Interledger protocol is, and how it helps us see the internet of value. And while we're going back in time, let's take a look at this. This is one of the greatest posts you will ever see. This is back in December of 2017. Here's a great visual to show your friends and family. Ripple and XRP versus Bitcoin went up 1,500+% this year, while the other one went up 1,300%. One is 19+ K dollars. The other one is solving real problems. Great team. Joel Katz, scales, high transactions per second. Utilized 75 cents. That's where XRP was back then. Right after that, XRP flipped Bitcoin, and that's when it achieved that all-time high of $3.84. But if you look at this, you see Alta Vista versus Google, and you see how Google just totally blew them away over time. I see the same thing happening with XRP and Bitcoin. I think once people start to actually utilize XRP for its use cases, that's going to be it. The days of hype will be gone in the crypto space. Breaking: RLUSD stablecoin to launch for institutions only, says CTO David Schwartz. Now, there was a lot of people talking about this as well. So they're like, oh, so it's not for retail. But it will eventually be for retail. So Schwartz agreed, indicating that RLUSD will probably remain unavailable to retail investors, at least initially. He compared it to USDC and USDT, which are also primarily accessible to institutions rather than individual buyers. You can't buy USDC from Circle or USDT from Tether directly, so RLUSD will likely follow the same model. So you will be able to get it on the exchanges at some point, is where I think this is going. But initially, it's only going to be for institutional investors. And I really like this breakdown that Black Swan Capitalists did on stablecoins. So people are overlooking the critical relationship between XRP and any stablecoins being built on the XRP ledger. People forget that XRP is the native asset of Ripple's protocol, the technology that sets the rules, designed to bridge all currencies and other digital assets through interoperability, and to provide the liquidity necessary to settle and facilitate all cross-border transactions of digital assets. They will be utilizing XRP. Stablecoins like RLUSD, built on the XRP ledger and pegged either to devalued fiat currencies like the US dollar or to hard assets and commodities like gold, depend on the very infrastructure they've been built upon for their transactions and liquidity. This directly links them to XRP's value and functionality. For those who've done their research, it's clear that the BIS is planning to launch new stablecoins tied to central bank reserve assets such as gold. This is why central banks are increasing their gold reserves, which will continue to the value of the XRP ledger ecosystem. In other words, what he's telling you is anything of value that ends up on the XRP ledger will also bring value to XRP. And when those assets got to move from one place to another, XRP will be moving it. Same reason I said that corporations and most likely central banks are always going to have XRP on hand. In other words, it's going to be tied up inside of massive liquidity pools. It could be a handful of countries tied to one liquidity pool, like we've seen from the BIS in the past. And Enbridge is a great example of that. Most likely you'll see the BRICS countries tapping in to one massive liquidity pool of XRP. But I wanted to do more of a breakdown in this video and give you a better idea on where this is going, because Ripple is still evolving. The XRP ledger is still evolving. XRP is always going to be at the heart of all of it, though. It's going to be what makes us rich. It's at the heart of everything Ripple does, and it's going to make us rich in the end. But until it happens, you got to stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.